All right, thank you. This is Alejandro's class now. You guys be respectful.
Are you getting any reception? Because I didn't get it. I haven't gotten the email yet.
Yeah, no, I don't think I got a little bit of the ball.
Yeah, I did too. But I don't know why it's sent. I can't get it.
I've had issues trying to send it to Outlook,
Okay.
and I've had some trouble a few
Okay.
times not receiving what I wanted.
I'll just do it.
We'll just go for it on the board. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Alejandro Ramirez.
Oh, hi everybody. It's nice to see you all again. So we're gonna go over this bathroom drawing. All right. So the first thing that you guys are gonna want to do is go ahead and go over all the information. Right. That's just a key. Right. Whenever you're doing anything, if you want to read the instructions, you want to make sure you have all your numbers correct and laid out. And you want to find out what information is going to be useful and what's not going to be useful. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to start off with, we're going to try and go through, find each horizontal piece first, and then we'll go through our vertical pieces. Okay, so we'll start off with number 1. Now, if you look at your large cut sheet right here, or your large drawings of your isometric and plan view, you'll see it doesn't really give us a measurement how to figure out, it doesn't give us a straight measurement for number 1. So we're going to have to figure that out. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that total length, which is 8'4.5", and we're going to subtract 7'7.5". And then we're also going to take away, if you see right there at the top left-hand corner of your plan view, there's the wall, which it gives us, the side wall, which it gives us a dimension of 4.5 inches. So we're going to take that off as well. So that leaves us with a total of 4.5 inches. So now we're doing this so we can find our center of wall, right?
Hunter, please, where did you get the 8'4.5"?
So the 8'4.5" right there is on the bottom of the plan view.
Oh, yes, it
It's
is.
the
Thank you.
total length of the, including both walls.
Thank you.
All right, good question. All right, so we're gonna take our 4.5 now and divide that by 2, and that's gonna give us a total of 2¼ inches. Now that's our, now that's to get to center of stud. So we're gonna use that number when we wanna get from our finished wall to our center of stud. All right. So now we're going to try and find piece number 1. Okay. So we're going to take that inside length, which was 7'7.5", and we're going to subtract. Now I'm going to write this out just so you guys can see where all the numbers are coming from, instead of me, and then so this board's going to get full, I'm going to have to erase it and, keep going again. You guys might remember from class, right? So, alright, so we're going to take 1'6". We're going to add that to 2'2.5". We're going to add that to 1'11.125". So when we do that, we end up with an equation of 7'7.5" minus 5'7" and 5/8". Now I got those numbers from, if you look at the top of the plan view, it goes from finished wall to the center of the lavvy to the center of the water closet to our last vent on that wall, which is next to the tub. Okay, so now when we Add all those together to get a total of 1 foot 11 and 7/8. But we're not done yet, right? So we calculated this, that only gets us to finished wall. So we still need to get to the center of wall, center of the stud, right? So we take our 1 foot 11 and 7/8, and we add that to 2 1/4, which gives us a total of 2 foot 2 and 1/8, and that becomes number 1, center to center. Okay, so, and our, the reason why it was 4.5, is because our studs on the side are, 4 inches, right? Oh, go ahead.
Can you just explain to us, so the 5'7" and 5/8, that's the accumulation of the 1.6, 2.2, and 1.11, right?
Correct, so I added everything here in the parentheses, and it added up to a total of 5'7" and 5/8. Okay. So now we also have, go ahead.
You said the center stud, you said the stud was 4.5 inches wide?
So the stud,
6 inch?
so one of them is 6 inches, and that's the main wall, right? And so for this one, I'm sorry, I misspoke. We ended up with 4.5 inches after subtracting all of this. We ended up with 4.5 inches.
Okay.
Yeah. And then when we divided that by 2, that ended up getting us to the center of the stud. Okay. All right. I usually have the visual up here, but for some reason it's not uploading, so I can't get it. Sorry. So now, let's figure out to get to the center of our main plumbing wall. So if you look on the plan view, you see there's a measurement for 6.5 inches on the top right side. And that's we're gonna take that and divide that by 2. And this measurement will help us get to center of that stud. Okay, so if you look at your plan view and your isometric drawing, you can see they actually give us the lengths for numbers 2 and 3, because the length center to center for number 2 is between that first vent, which is next to the tub, and the center of the water closet.
The 111 and 8.
The 111 and 1/8, yeah. So we'll put that one up right there for number 2. And it also gives us a measurement for the number 3, which is 1 foot, sorry,
2 foot.
2 foot 2.5. Thank you. Okay. So moving along with our horizontal pieces, we're going to figure out 5, 6, and 7. So, by looking at the plan view in your isometric drawing, you should be able to tell that that our main line, right, 1, 2, and 3, runs across the room. And so that means that lengths 5, 6, and 7 are all going to be the same length. Okay?
quarter?
So,
2 9 1/4?
yes, 2 9 1/4. So, how did you get that?
AW, center of wall.
Alright, so if you look on the right hand side,
It says
right,
2 6.
you see that 2'6" measurement. Okay, so that takes you to finished wall. It doesn't take you all the way to the center of the stud. So you gotta take that 2'6" and you gotta add the 3 1/4 inches, which will give you a total, like Ian said, 2'9 1/4. And that is numbers 5, 6, and 7. So moving along with our horizontal pieces, let's try to figure out number 13. So for number 13, we gotta go to our cut sheet. So
Number 13's on the.
you gotta find that on the approved cut sheet. Alright, so if you look right here on your cut sheet for your American Standard water closet, you'll be able to see at the bottom of the drawing, and you can't really see it from up here, but if you look at yours, you'll see that the center of the outlet to finished wall is 12 inches, so 1 foot.
Right.
So, but that's the finished wall, right? So we get 1 foot plus our 3/4 again, right, to get us the center stud, which it gives us a total of what? 1 3 1/4. And that is what? Number 13, right? Center to center. 1 foot 3 1/4. Alright. So now, everybody good with this?
Where's 3/4 from again?
So this 3 1/4 comes from the center of to get us to the center of the main plumbing wall.
Okay.
So we were, dealing with with our water closet, and we figured out that when we looked at our cut sheet, it said that from the center of the outlet, which is right here, to finished wall, it was 1 foot.
Right.
So then, from finished wall to the center of the stud, it's 3 1/4.
Okay. And that's including the 1/2 inch for sheetrock?
Yes, that's already including the 1/2 inch for sheetrock.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what we add only the 1 foot and the 3 1/4.
Okay.
So now, so our studs are 6 inches, right? But then the half of the rock. Okay, so has everybody got this? I can go ahead and erase this. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to be figuring out some elevations. So we're going to start with A. You guys find A?
Yes.
A is on the water closet, correct?
Yes.
Alright, so A is going to be below finished floor, but it's also going to be 6 inches. Now, why is it 6 inches?
You doing that because the rise of the cost of it?
Because they give it to
It
you.
says it on there.
Because it says it on there, right? Your elevations, it already gives us the elevation for A, which is 6 inches below finished floor. Okay, so now I'm gonna give you guys like a crude way of how we calculate grade, right? If you might remember this from class. So we have 1/4 of an inch. We have 1/8, 3/16, and 1/16. Okay, now that's grade for our horizontal pieces. Now our vents, all right, our vents, we're gonna have 1/8 inch per foot. We're gonna have 1/8. I'm gonna have a 1/16, 3/32, and 1/32. Okay. This is 12. 8, 9, 10, and 11. I'll explain this real quick if you guys don't remember. Okay, so when we're calculating for grade, right? Say we're going with 1/4 of an inch. So if it's 1/4 of an inch per foot, if we have 1 foot, we already have 1/4 of an inch. But let's say we have 1 foot, 8 and 3/8. So for the purpose of this exercise, right, we would take that 1/4 of an inch, then we would add, I would take my inches and I look up here, since this is 1/4 of an inch scale, right? And I find that 8's under the 3/16. So I would add 3/16 to 1/4 of an inch. And that would give me a total of 7/16. So now if I wanted to do 2 foot 4 and 3/4, I would take 1/4 of an inch plus 1/4 of an inch plus, now what would I use? 16th, right. Now, if you've noticed that in both of them, I'm not worrying about the fractional parts. All right, so again, this is just a crude way to calculate grade real quick, right? So that would give me a total of what? 9/16. All right, and so that would be our change in elevation. Okay. So now let's go back to our problem, what we're doing right now. So we're starting at A, right? But now we want to get to B. Okay, what's the length in between those two? 120 and a quarter, right? 1.3 and a quarter. 1.3 and a quarter, right? Number 13 though.
Yes.
Right? Okay. So we have 1.3 and a quarter. So what's my grade gonna be? My change in elevation?
5/16.
5/16 is correct. We're gonna add 5/16, and that'll be for a total of 6 and 5/16 for the elevation of B below finished floor. So we have 1.3 and a quarter, right? So we have 1/4 of an inch plus we have 3, we looked at that to 16th. So when we add those two together, we get a total of 5/16. Okay? And that's how we calculated the change in elevation from A to B. Alright? Now we added, right? We added it because we're at a certain elevation, but we're grading down, right? We don't want it to come back up, right? So we grade down, right? So that's why we're getting farther away from finished floor. And in your notes, if you read, it'll say that starting our measurement, or we're highlighting our measurements from finished floor, right? Okay.
You wanna write down B?
Oh, thank you. 6 5/16 below finished floor. Now, if you look at your elevations, right? It shows that it gives us elevation C, right? So right there it says that elevation of C is 2'4". That is a given. So now we don't have to calculate that, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna calculate for number 12. So since we have B and C, we can figure out what number 12 is, right? Because that's between B and C. So we take our 2'4". Take our 2'4" and we subtract 6 5/16, which is our elevation of B, and we get a total of 1'9" and 11/16. And that is number 12, center. Okay, we're gonna keep going with this. So we're gonna start at our elevation of C to get our next elevation. So we're gonna take 2'4" and we're going to add how much, guys?
It's, what was our number 2, 9 1/4, so it'd be.
What do you want?
What's that change in elevation gonna be to go from C to D?
11/16.
11/16 is correct. Add 11/16, and that's gonna give us a total of 2'4" and 11/16. And that is our elevation of D below finished floor. Okay, so now in this situation, you can go, how you want. What I ended up doing was I went from D to E. Okay, so I took 2'4" and 11/16, and I subtracted, right? Because now we're going back up. And what did I subtract?
2 1/2, so that would be.
You subtract 9/16.
You almost cooked.
Pinch poke.
9/16.
9/16 is correct. That's our change in elevation. And that gives us a total of 2'4" and 1/8. And that is our elevation of E below finished floor. Okay, going in that same direction, we're gonna start with E, which is 2'4" and 1/8. we're gonna subtract number 7, right, the length of, so what's the change in elevation from number 7?
916.
9/16.
9/16 or 11/16?
11/16.
11/16, alright. Cool. And that'll give us a elevation for P at 2'3" and 7/16. And that is for fitting P.
That's still below, right?
And that is still below finished floor, yes, correct. Okay, with that, we are now able to figure out the length of number 16. If you look on your ISO drawing, that's between P and Q. How is that possible? Do we have Q yet? Well, we do, but it's in our cut sheets. Yeah, very good, man. You got really good eyes there, Jose. So if you look at the levy, the approved levy, at the bottom, from the finished floor to the center of our outlet, it says 16.5 inches. My copy's really bad. Hopefully yours is not as bad, but it's pretty hard to see.
Okay.
Okay. So, because, so we're starting at P, right? So we have P, which is 2'3" and 7/16. We're gonna add 1'4.5", which is 16.5 inches. And that will give us a total of 3'7" and 15/16. And that is number 16, center to center. How are we doing, everybody? Okay.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes, sir.
Like when you say the 1'4.5", can you just make sure, like, you let us know that that's your height of your sink?
Yes, so this is not the height of the sink, this is height of the, this is the stub out,
That's
yes.
what I mean, though.
Yeah,
Just like
okay, yeah.
Maybe, maybe write like 4.5 center of stub out.
Right.
And then that gives us the information that like we need instead of just a number.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
if I'm going too fast, sorry guys, just let me know,
Okay.
that's good, that's a good point, yeah, so this 1'4.5", which is 16.5 inches, is our stub out for our lavy, which is our fitting Q.
Fitting what?
Fitting Q.
Oh, fitting Q, thank you.
Yeah, so under Q on your elevations, right, you'll write 1'4.5".
So that is that below finished one?
Huh?
Yes, above,
What was the question?
if he's asking if it's above finished floor.
Oh, if it's above finished floor, yeah, that's above finished floor. So Q will be above finished floor. Okay, now let's try to find our fitting, so if we're gonna jump over to our water closet, or that column right there, and we're gonna find that fitting S, our elevation for fitting S. So what is S?
Santee?
Yes, it's a santee, right? And in order to do that, we need to know our elevation of our sink, right? Because it's a kitchen sink, it's not the lavatory. So we gotta find out.
What is that, 31?
No, so that's the lavy, right? We need to find out the kitchen sink, which is on another cut sheet. But it doesn't give us a dimension for finished floor.
No, variable. Oh, we
So
do have a
now-
countertop.
Now, when we go to here, if you look at the third line from the bottom, under fixture specifications, it says kitchen countertop elevation will be at 3 inches above finished floor. 3 foot, my bad. 3 foot. So that's what it's set at. But did somebody notice anything on the cut sheet?
Well, it says kitchen sink sign elevation shall be 1 foot 2 3/8 of center sink.
It says that.
That's the, yeah.
So it
Something
gives-
about the lid, that's
So,
16.
yes, the lip, very good.
So it gives you, O,
So,
or
okay, so, right, we're sticking with the kitchen sink. So we were told that we set it at 3 foot. But now we gotta add, what was that again?
7/16
7/16 for the lip.
plus 6.
Then we gotta plus 6. Why 6 inches?
Above the flood roof.
Above the flood rim. And we gotta add what else?
the pipe down, half of the pipe.
Half of the pipe, right, to get to the center of the pipe, which is 3/4, because we have an 1.5 branch. And so that'll give us a total of,
I'm sorry, what is the 3/4 again? I'm sorry.
3/4 is to get the center of pipe, because our S is a santee, and so the branch is a 1.5 pipe. So that gets us to the center. And so that gives us a total of 3'7" and 3/16. And that is S, above finished floor.
Wait, what was the 7/16 one?
So on the cut sheet, there's a little lip that, that when you set it at 3 feet, it still has a little lip that you have to get over. Okay. Questions, comments, concerns so far? So, now that we're at S, let's make our way to R. That way we can come back and get that, finish that area off. So we're gonna start at 3'7" and 3/16. We're going to grade. We're gonna grade ourselves at 1/8 of an inch, right? So what's our change in elevation? Using this chart now, right?
Quarter 3/16.
9:30 seconds.
Whatever quarter plus that is.
Alright. So, once we subtract that, we get a total of 3'6" and 29:30 seconds. And that is the elevation of R above finished floor.
For R, right?
For R, correct.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes, sir.
So I know these are like exact measurements, right? Like,
Yeah.
cause that's your center to center.
Yeah.
So like, for instance, like on our cut sheet always, or when our takeoff is gonna be always that much, it's gonna be an unequal fraction.
I mean, when you're out in the field, you know, maybe you shave off a little bit more to make it fit a little bit better, you know, but these are like the precise numbers, but of course,
We
when
can
you're
go-
out
we can
there,
Go up or down, or round it down, or whatever.
yeah,
so-
yeah, I
so-
mean, you can only cheat so much in the band. I wouldn't
Yeah.
like, you know, try to cheat a foot or nothing, but
Uh, we double check on that one, the S?
Yes?
I think I was doing the math and I got 3/7 and 7/16. Unless I'm wrong.
3, 7, 7/16?
Unless I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that.
Cause you added 3 foot plus 7/16 plus 6, right?
7/16,
Wait.
3/16, you're right.
Yeah, right? Okay.
That's right, okay.
Yeah. Any more questions?
The 3/6 and that third number, is that with R?
This one, that one is R, yeah.
Please, Hano, would you go over how you get the 9/30 seconds?
9/30 seconds,
I'm not
okay,
quite getting
so,
this.
we're grading from S to R,
Okay.
okay? And so, if you look at the isometric drawing, it vents to S, so now we're back grading, right? From S to R, because R grades up to S. So, we take S, which is our elevation of 3'7" and 3/16", and we subtract our change in elevation, which we got from 20. Oh, which good point. I didn't write that out. So, if you look at your isometric drawing, you see that 3 and 20 are the same length.
Right.
See that?
Right. Yes, now I get it.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Stephanie.
No
I
problem.
did not go over that. All right.
How do you, I know you're doing 2'2" and a half, but how do you use the table, to get the 9/30 seconds?
Okay, so to get the 9/30 seconds, right? We have 2'2" and a half, so we're going at 1/8 of an inch per foot, so that's 1/8 of an inch plus 1/8 of an inch.
Yep.
That's our feet. Now we have our inches. All right. Hey guys, keep it down in the back right there. Hold on. So now we go to a 32nd. And so that ends up, when we add all that together, that gives us a total of 9/32.
Thank you, Hano.
All right, cool. Yes, yeah.
No, I was gonna have you explain S one more time, but
Okay.
I think we're pretty.
You think you
we're
guys
pretty
got it?
confident,
Yeah. Okay. Right, so the 3 foot is what it sets at, right? But then you still have that little lip that you still need to get over, so that's what that 7/16 is for.
And then another 6 inches for the flood rim,
Flood rim,
and then half of the pipe for the center of the sand seam.
right. All right, good questions, guys, good questions all around. All right. So, let's figure, are we good with this? I'm gonna erase this. All right. Okay. So now we're gonna figure out number, so let's figure out number 19, since we got those measurements, right? So we're gonna take 3'6" and 29/32. Then we're going to subtract 1'4" and a half. Right, so 3'6" and 29/32 is R, and then 1'4" and a quarter is
Center of the lap.
center of
Q.
Q, oh yeah, which I didn't write down.
4.5 or 4.25?
4.5. All right. Right, because we got that from the cut sheet.
Oh, funny.
So Q is 1'4.5".
Yeah, 1'4" and a half. So we got that one from the cut sheet. That was the stub out. Okay, so when we subtract those, we get a total of 2'2" and 13/16. No, 13/32. And that is number 19.
So R subtract Q, right? For
Correct.
piece 19.
So that is R minus Q. Okay, now sticking with now we're gonna go with keep going with the center column. So we're gonna find out what number 18 is. So we're gonna start at 3'7", 3/16. Which is S, right? We're continuing with our center column. Then we're going to subtract. We're going to subtract O.
You
And
don't have to
O,
spell out for the kitchen yet.
yeah, right?
I don't know where we're getting
So, I think somebody mentioned it earlier because they thought it was the kitchen, they thought it was the lavy, or I don't know.
This is
I
for
got you
number
right
18.
here.
Yeah, this is for number 18. So if you look at the second line from the bottom,
Yeah.
it says the kitchen sink drain elevation shall be at 1'2" and 3/8" on the center of the sink.
And that's meant to be O?
And that is meant to be O. Correct. So we subtract 1'2" and 3/8", which is letter O,
And the 3/7 is S, right?
and the
Yeah.
yeah, that is, yes,
That's
S. And that gives us a total of 2'4" and 13/16. And that is number 18. Center to center. Okay, let's calculate number, yes.
Sorry, Hondo, what is the 1, 2, and 3/8, please?
Okay, so 1, 2, and 3/8, right? So if you look at the second line from the bottom on your
Yes.
notes.
your
Oh,
notes.
there it is, right there,
Yeah,
thank you.
and so that's meant to be O. The letter O.
Yes,
1
thank
foot
you.
2
Okay.
and 3/8.
So now we're gonna calculate number 15. Yes, number 15. And if you look on your plan view chart, it gives you a clue. Right, so if you look at 15 in the answer box,
Fitting to fitting.
fitting to fitting.
So it's 7 and 3/8? Right.
So, we're gonna take one of the fittings, which I believe is the
And
You take O.
O and N, so this is O. The takeoff, right, so if it's fitting to fitting, right, you gotta find the takeoffs to get your center to center. So, this is O is a 3.5 sanitary tap T, so the bottom of that is 3 1/4. So where do you find that out? You find that out in
on the fitting guide.
your fitting guide.
4 1/4.
So, just find it. We're all on the same page. It's on the 4th page.
The tap.
So-
5 and 11/16.
So 3.5. 3 by half. And so we find that we want measurement D,
Center? Oh, my bad.
right? So 3 1/4 is our measurement, right? So, it's no hub,
clean out.
We add 1/8 of an inch for the band, right? And then we add our clean out, which
Three
is
and 7/8.
3 7/8 is correct. What page is that on, Ian?
Oh.
The next page, right?
The next page over.
Alright. So that is correct. 3 7/8 is our measurement. Did everybody find that on the clean out?
I'm trying to find a clean out for here.
Okay, so it was on the page after the.
It's the test tee, it says use it for
Yeah.
clean out.
Oh, I got you.
Use this
It
for
looked kinda funky
CO.
also. Less plug, okay, I see it.
And then it's under size. Don't get confused with column. The last class got confused with column. They thought that it was 4 7/16.
Oh.
It's 3 7/8. Alright, so that gives us a total of 7 1/4 of an inch for number 15, center to center. Alright, now we're gonna find the elevation of letter N. So, we're gonna start at O. So we're gonna go with 1'2" and 3/8. And we're going to subtract 7 1/4, because that's our length of number 15, center to center. And so that'll give us a total of 7 1/8 for the elevation of N above finished floor. Okay, so since we have the elevation of B and N now, we can figure out our length for number 14. So we take B, which was 6 5/16, and we add 7 1/8, which gives us a total of 1'1" and 7/16. And that is number 14, center to center. How are we doing, everybody? Still good? All right. So, our next length that we're gonna wanna figure out to finish this column off is number 21. So how do we figure that one out? It's in your notes.
Oh, 6 feet,
6 feet, what's 6 feet, Jose?
determination of the vent.
Termination of the vents, so we're gonna take 6 foot, and we're gonna subtract S, which is 3'7" and 3/16. And that gives us a total of 2'4" and 13/16.
You say 13/16?
13/16, and that is number 21, center to center. Alright. now that we're done with those two columns, we're gonna go on to our, move along down the line. So we're gonna start back up at D, which was 2'4" and 11/16. And we're going to add, because we're going downhill, right? Grading down. We're going to add 7/16. That's our change in elevation, and we got that one from number 2, from pipe length number 2. And that gave us a total of 2'5" and 11/16. Hold on. Nope. 2'5" and an 1/8. 2'5" and an 1/8. And that is your elevation for F below finished floor. So we started at D. We calculated the change in elevation by using length number 2. And we figured out that the elevation of F below finished floor was 2'5" and 1/8. Huh?
We can get G now, right?
We can get G, yeah, we can get G now.
Keep going, my bad.
Yeah, no, let's keep going. We're gonna go with G. So, we're gonna start with 2'5",
Which is F, right?
1/8, yes, which is F. This is elevation of F. And again, we're going downhill, we're grading down, so we're gonna add
2, 2 and an 8
9/16 is correct. Alright, and that'll give us a total of 2'5" and 11/16. And that is G.
Will it be, hold on a second.
We'll finish.
Oh, we're plussing that, right?
Yes, because
Because
we're
we're
still,
going down.
we're still going down, right?
Hondo,
Yes.
just to back up one little bit, that 2.4 and 11/16, the one right above it, the starting number right
Oh,
above.
right here?
Yeah, is that number 21?
That is D. That is the elevation of D,
Okay,
right here.
thank you.
Yep.
It really messes you up though, by,
Adding and subtracting.
yeah.
Yeah. You gotta pay attention to that, cause sometimes if they give you drawings and they're all venting to the center, but then they give you that one where everything's venting to one side, and so then it's, then you're not, you gotta watch out which way you're grading. Okay, so now we got G, so let's figure out, number 4. So we'll start off with G, which is 2'5" and 11/16. And how do we figure out what our elevation for H is?
It's given.
It's given. Very good. So if you look at that, what's our given elevation?
1
3
foot.
foot and a quarter.
3 1/4.
1 foot.
No, 3.
H is 1 foot.
H is 1 foot.
1 foot even. Alright, so we subtract, or we add 1 foot, and so that gives us a total of 3'5" and 11/16. And that is number 4, center to center. Okay, going straight up, right? We have our 6 foot cutoff. Alright, termination point for our vents, minus H, which is an elevation of 1 foot, which gives us a total of 5 feet, 5 feet. And that is number 22, center to center.
About G, how did we give that number? Like 916?
Which,
The G, third from
G?
the last, yeah.
Grade.
oh, the 9/16?
Yeah, why is it not 5/8?
So we ended up calculating for grade on that one with this chart right here.
Yeah,
the
that's
quarter
quarter
inch.
inch plus quarter inch plus
So
1/8, no?
for F, we got, so we got it from number 1.
Yeah, 252.
From number 1 right there.
Oh, we can find it.
Oh, you're good? You're good? You're good? Okay. Alright.
Sorry to backtrack.
No, it's fine.
The fourth, you got that by adding the elevation and you said 1 foot?
Yes,
For the
so
washer?
if you look on your answer sheet, it's a given elevation for H.
Is that the 3 1/4?
Look up on your box, Doc.
If you look up top on your, the chart, where it says H,
Oh,
2
okay,
inch
my bad.
sanitary, yeah, it gives you that elevation.
Yeah, Alejandro, that, I got messed up too because I was looking at the bottom where it says domestic code washer shall be roughed in with 2 16th bend at 3 1/4. So, but that's your stub out.
Yeah, that's the standpipe.
That's
From your
elevation
standpipe.
for J, right?
And so originally I was thinking that was gonna be our height for H.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I kinda got fucked up.
yeah. No, yeah, I can see where you did that, no.
So you really gotta pay attention to what they give you, if they give you something.
Yeah, you know, just kind of, when you guys are going through the test, like, you know, look at these first, these are some given answers, so like, it gives you kind of an idea about where you're at in the situation, you know, cause when I did this the very first time, that number 15 took me forever to figure out, and then when I finally pointed out that it was a given that it was fitting to fitting, I was like, oh man, why didn't I see that, you know?
Cause it looks like a piece of pipe in the can.
It just looks, yeah, it's
It
just,
looks like you're looking for a number.
it looks like you're looking for a number, and you know, you don't look at the answer sheet right away, and so, you know, you don't always get that, so
Yeah.
try to make sure to read. I know it's hard to read everything and retain it, but just constantly go over, you know, with the information in front of you, you know. Okay, so let me erase this. You guys good? Okay. So now we're gonna figure out length number 8. Is there something else that we know about 8? Fitting to fitting, alright. So, if we look at H, it's a 2 inch sanitary tee, and the branch on that, you'll find in the fitting packet, should be 4.5 inches.
Trap 7.5.
Okay, so, what else do we gotta add?
4.5.
An 8 for the
An
band?
8 is, what did I say, 7.5?
And then you said 7.5 for the track, which is correct. Now you find this measurement and this measurement in your fitting packet. Okay? And then we put an 8 for the band in between to get our center to center. And so that gives us a total of 1 foot 0 and an 8. and that is number 8.
The 4.5, that's the,
That's the 2-inch
Santee.
Santee.
Santee fitting, okay.
Okay, moving along. We start at our elevation of H, because now we're going to find our elevation of I, right? So H is at 1 foot, and we're going to add, we're going up, and we add 8, right? The calculation for 8, which would be what?
1 foot 0 and 8.
Well, it's a quarter, it's a 1/4 inch of grade, a change in elevation.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
This is
Right,
for-
because 8 is our length that we're moving, right? It's only a foot that we need to worry about, so it's a 1/4 inch.
This is for I?
This is gonna be for I.
Figured I, okay.
Yeah. So 1 foot 0 and 1/4 is our elevation for I above finish line.
Forget the elevation. So we do about 59 now, right?
Okay, now somebody mentioned it earlier, right? Because it was Gus that said, if you look at, where is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth line from the bottom, it says the domestic clothes washer shall be roughed in with a 2-inch 16th bend at 3 foot 0 and 1/4. So that is our elevation for J. Three foot 0 and 1/4 is our elevation of J. So if we have J and we have I, we're able to figure out piece number 9, right?
2 feet.
So it will be, yes, that is correct. So when we take 3 foot 0 and 1/4 and we subtract 1 foot 0 and 1/4, we get a total of 2 feet for number 9, center to center.
Wait, when did you get, I?
I,
Yeah.
okay, so I, we had H, we had our elevation of H.
No, that's J.
Say,
Oh,
so
when
we
we
have our
add
elevation
that.
of H, right, which is that?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so we got a 1/4 inch from 8 because it's only 1 foot,
Okay.
right? So that was our change in elevation, so then we got, added that together and we got 1 foot 0 and 1/4 and that was our
Okay.
elevation of our,
Okay.
almost there guys, almost. Okay. So now,
I plus 2 feet is J.
let's go back to
Okay.
F.
So,
So we're going back to F, which is 2 foot 5 and 1/8. Okay,
Plus 11/16.
and so now we're going to, yes, the grade for that, because we're going to K, is 11/16, so we subtract 11/16 to get a total of 2 foot 4 and 7/16. And that is letter K. And that is below finish floor. on from that one. Okay, so how do we figure out number 10?
They give you L,
They give you L, right?
Yeah.
So
10 inches.
we go 2'4", 7/16. We subtract 10 inches, which is L. No, we're taking,
Because you're taking it off.
because we're getting closer to finished floor. Yeah, I know sometimes that can be confusing where they're going up and down. And we get a total of 1'6" and 7/16. And that is number 10. Length number 10.
The center to center.
Center to center. And then we said we had L.
Is not supposed to know that.
11?
No, yeah, cause you gotta get center to center from your vent to your drain.
Okay, so now, here comes the Pythagorean theorem part, right?
I hate this part.
So let's, I'm gonna erase this, is okay? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, if you look at your plan view, the pieces that we want are from the center of the tub to this vent. Right? That's one side. And now we want from the drain to the center of the stud, and that's the other part that we want. Because that's going to give us length number 11. So, if I write it up here, our triangle is going to look like this. This being our drain, this being center of stud, and then this being our vent. Okay? So in order to calculate this, we're going to need to start off with length number 1, okay, which is 2'2" and 1/8.
Wait, can I ask you a question on that?
Mm-hmm.
What is the Y1?
Okay, because that's going to give us our total length from the vent
Yeah.
to the center of the stud.
Oh, I got you.
Okay.
It's from our washer box.
Huh? Yeah, over by the
Okay.
washer box, yeah.
Okay, I got you.
So that gets us to the center of stud. So we're going to subtract, because we don't want to be at the center of the stud, right? We just want that length of the tub, the total length of the tub. You feeling me? So if we subtract that, which is 2 1/4, which we figured that was like one of our first steps, we get a total of 1'11" and 7/8. So now I have a length that goes from the vent to the edge of the tub out here to finished wall. Okay?
Nope, don't get it.
Nope? Okay.
Okay.
Let me write it out. So we got okay. So right here, this triangle right here is the same triangle that we got up here, okay? So what we did was in our first, this first equation right there,
That's the tub drain, tub center, and the vent.
okay? So we got our length from right here, which is number 1, from the center of this vent to the center of this stud right here. Now but we ended up subtracting to get away from the center of the stud. So now our measurement goes to right here. So now we have our measurement from here to here, but we don't want all this. We don't want all that mess, right? So we still have some more work to do. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at our cut sheet for our tub. It should be the very first page.
So it'll be 14 and 3/16.
So we're gonna take that measurement that we got right here, which is 1 foot 11 and 7/8, and I think Justin said he found the measurement, which was, what was it again?
14 and 3/16.
14 and 3/16.
It's the center of the drain.
The center of drain. Right. So
But, so that's 1 foot, 2 and 3/16?
no. That's this is 14 inches. Wait, I'm sorry. Where?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's 1 foot 2.
1
1
foot
foot
2.
2 and,
Oh, you're talking about the
Where's that?
Yeah, but it's on the paper, it says 14 and 3/16, but
14. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
he's
sorry.
trying to
yeah,
say
yeah.
in
Yeah, yeah,
feet.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, feet and inches, right? Yeah. So when you subtract that, you get a total of 9 and 11/16. So now when we did that, we took away all of this to get to the center. So now we have our measurement from here, from center of vent to the center of the tub. Okay, so that goes up here on our triangle,
Is it 9 and 11/16?
9 and 11/16. So now we still need to figure out this side right here,
That's on your cut sheet.
side B.
8.5 inches.
So,
Plus, the
well, that 8.5, where you guys getting that 8.5 from?
8.5 is for the shoe.
It should be 4 and 7 minutes.
Okay, well, our measurement is gonna be,
60 minus 55.
is gonna be, we're gonna calculate the stud, right? Because we wanna get to the center of the stud, which is 3/4. And then we're gonna add 2 and 3/4. They gave it to us right there, it was written in right there on top. It says,
Oh, the one way, trap center off rough wall?
trap center off rough
So
wall.
mine says 2 and 5/16.
Mine says 2 5 6.
Right, okay, it doesn't have
They
that.
got a new one, they gave us a new
Oh.
one, they gave
Mine
us
says the
these,
same
so,
thing.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, so mine did say that, but they wrote down it was 2 and 3/4.
what are we going off of then? Yours?
So, we'll go off of 2 and 3/4.
Because the math's
That's
already
what I
done,
got,
not-
so.
So I'm gonna
Yeah,
cross
we'll
off what we
change.
got.
But the mat could always change, right? The drawing's gonna change, so, just as long as you guys, get the process of what's going on, so.
6 inches.
We got, yes, a total of 6 inches, right? So this length right here becomes 6 inches.
So I do have a question though.
Yes, sir.
So trap center off the wall. The trap center is not where your boots at, right?
not the
where your
shoe.
shoes at, right?
No.
That's just your
That's your shoe.
that's just your center of your santee underneath. Okay, gotcha.
Alright, good. Okay, so now that we got this, Pythagorean theorem, yay!
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Not the numbers, please.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, I wanna erase that, not yet. So So now you should be writing out, right? Because Pythagorean theorem is what, everybody?
A squared, B squared, C squared.
Right, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So we're gonna go with 9 and 11/16 squared plus 6 squared equals c squared. So when I multiply, convert that to a decimal, it's 9.6875 plus 30, plus 6,
Yeah, 36.
6 squared, I hadn't squared it yet.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, you're right there, you're already ahead of me, Stephanie. Alright, so 36, and then this becomes, when you square that, whoa, that was a weird 3, becomes 3.8477. You add both of those up together, you get a total of 129.8477 equals c squared. Square root the both of them. You get a total of, you end up with 11.3951, which I would say would be 11 3/8. And that equals C and number 11.
A lot of work to get there.
All right? Okay. So we have number 11. We have our elevation of L. So, we're gonna go start with L. I have 10 inches, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, 10 inches minus, this is L, right? So it's 3/16. Which gives you 9 and 13/16. And that is M below finished floor. Okay, still got two left to go. So for 17, we terminate at
6 foot.
6 foot, so we take 6 foot plus 10 feet, or 10 inches, and we get 6 foot 10 inches for number 17, center to center.
Center to end.
And what is T?
NA.
NA. That's a given, right? Okay, so that's NA.
Where's T at?
Clean
He
out.
is clean
Oh,
up.
the clean out on the end. And then did we get, for some reason I didn't get 20, what did I not get 20?
2 foot 2.5.
For number 20,
What
that was,
20
that,
20 is the same as 30.
20 is the same as 3, that was what Stephanie ended up pointing out, was that, when we were calculating the grade from R to S, or from S to R,
Oh, yeah, okay.
yeah, so they're both the same length, 3 and 20 are the same length.
Gotcha.
Holy shit.
So you guys get something similar to this, so it's just a matter of,
Well, what do we do for
looking
T?
over your, what?
The T, the end of the clean out there, is that shouldn't be outside of the wall? Do we have to?
No,
Oh,
it's,
not outside,
that's a
outside.
given.
It says NA.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just a matter of going over the information, looking at it, and make sure you review it when you guys are doing the actual test.
So for the final
Question,
Are we also doing the takeoff at end to end, or we don't need to?
End to end, no, you'll need to do the end to ends for your,
and the takeoff.
and the takeoff. Yeah.
Yeah.
You do need to, yeah.
Did we do piece
That
by
thing.
wall?
Yes, we did.
On the,
Take on it.
That was the.
Oh,
that-
that, oh.
Yes.
when you did the decimals, when you converted the fractions to decimals for the Pythagorean theorem,
Yes.
you rounded to the nearest 10,000 on purpose?
Yes, so when I divided 11 by 16, right, I just rounded to there,
Okay.
because
That's as far as you go, to the
that's how
nearest
far in my
10,000.
classroom, when I do it, that's as far as I go, so that's why I kept going that same length throughout
Okay,
the,
so any numbers after that, you just round it?
I just rounded it,
Okay.
The Pythagorean theory, that's fucking.
Theorem.
I'm gonna be. Well, because you're like thinking about, you're thinking that the theory is like going from your vent to your shoe, right? But you're looking for the santee, like where your
So-
connection is at, right?
The drain, yeah.
So
Where your drain is
what's misconceiving, like, I don't know if you remember the drawings in the class we had. So when we're drawing, when we're piping it, we're piping to right here, right? We're piping to this center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what you see on the when you look at the tub, you see the drain, which is all the way over here.
Exactly.
And that's what can get confusing about it. And so that's what you need to watch out for when you're doing
So
the
the only,
test.
so the only thing that gave us that initial clue was that 2 3/4 that they gave us from trap center off rough wall.
Yeah.
So our trap is, so when we, so I'm just telling you like how I got fucked up was that, or when I got messed up was, I'm thinking drain in tub,
Right,
not thinking our tying point.
right.
So I was like, well, how can that be? Because it gives us our dimension here, 8.5 from edge of tub to center of drain,
Yeah.
right? So.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's confusing, right? Like if you're not paying, but when you guys are doing the test, you guys aren't going to the drain.
Right,
You guys are going, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
but those are little things that you gotta look for that
Yeah.
can definitely mess you up.
Right.
Let's do it all over again.
All right.
No.
Okay.
Question, when it says takeoff, what do they want, just the fins?
So, on your takeoff, so yeah, so for this section right here, the middle column,
Yeah.
it's gonna ask you, well, what's your takeoff total gonna be? So you'll have, let's say you have like a combo and, I don't know, like a Y, right? So you're gonna need you're gonna need to do the takeoff for this, right? Takeoff for the Y, and then you're gonna need to add in your bands as well.
That's
Right?
what we put on the center,
Add it,
No,
and
that would
subtract
just
the
be
band.
our
Subtract the
takeoffs.
bands, right? That's part of your takeoff.
'cause that's the end, right, the,
So, cause when you take off, when you do your takeoffs and you subtract the bands, that'll give you your end to end. So I think what they're just asking is they wanna see what you subtracted.
okay, yeah, that's what I'm asking, what do they
Yeah.
wanna see in the middle column?
Yeah.
They just wanna see the fittings, and then the bands,
And the
Oh, wait,
bands,
so we have to write.
and then at the right
write
side,
Y.
the end to end, the actual cut piece that you're
just,
putting
got it,
into the
okay,
pipe.
yeah, that's what I was gonna understand,
Yeah.
what they wanted, and then,
Right,
what will you do on,
The D.
on X, cause you have a 3-inch clean out, and then you're going up to a 3,
Plus.
you're going up to the kitchens.
So the
Special
You got a 3-inch clean out coming.
So wait, that would be for what number? Oh, they don't, I don't think they ask you for that one.
So, when you do your takeoff for number 18,
Oh, for number 18?
yeah,
Let me see. I got it right here.
what's your end to end, based on fins?
So end to end, I think I end up with. Let's see here.
Yeah, Jason. Are we gonna be able to use our phones for the calculator, or are we
2
gonna?
foot 1 and a 16th.
Do we bring a calculator in?
You bring a
Well, then,
calculator, but I
2
let
foot
you
1 and a
use your
16th
phones.
is your end to end.
What did you subtract though?
So I ended up subtracting from 18, it was 2 and, so I ended up subtracting 3 3/4 from that, and yeah, that was what I got, that was the total I had subtracted from that.
What fitting is that?
Let me see. Hold on real quick, let me, Gus, did you have a question?
I did.
Yeah. What was your question?
Okay, I was trying to remember what it was. So, like, for instance, like on our takeoff on number 1, right? So, on number 1 takeoff, we're good, we're gonna go F and G, right?
Keep it down, you guys, he's asking a question.
So we're gonna take off, the takeoff on F and G.
If you can't shut up, I'll send you out and you can go talk to Brian and tell him why you can't be quiet.
So basically, when our takeoff, just say for instance, they're both 4.5.
Okay,
Okay, so on the takeoff, on the column where it says takeoff on number 1, will we go like 4.5 plus 1/4 plus 4.5? Is that what you write, or do you want
so
to just, or do you want us to
you're
just write
asking
that?
for what number you put under takeoff?
Yeah, in that column.
in
Yeah,
that
do
column?
do I
So
add
you-
it all together, do I just?
Yeah,
show
you add it all together, so if both fittings were 4.5,
Yeah,
you do 4.5, that's, 8, 9, and then
Plus
plus
a
9 1/4.
yeah, so I would just put 9 1/4, I wouldn't put like what I,
Right, right.
okay, I got you.
Yeah, that's what I didn't understand.
And then you just
Yeah.
minus the
Yeah.
takeoff from the center to center, and that gives you the end to end.
Right,
You
right.
have to, you subtract for the
You,
band.
you just move down from left to right, and they'll give you
Yeah, it's
that
what you're
change.
taking off the center to center.
It's been a while, but.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Honda, here said the van use DW ABS, but you give us the gas sign.
On the vents.
Yeah.
Now, if you go to the back, there's DWB in there. There's plastic.
DW in the back.
Just keep putting through, they're in there.
ABS.
Page 36.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Abbott.
Now, Jose, so you wanted to figure out 18, so.
Very low.
Figure out here.
That changes it.
Two fittings.
Yeah, that. Yeah, we don't need anything then, between.
What size of fitting are you using up there? That's my question.
Well, it tells you on the, where it says.
In the notes, it says 2, 3, 4.
No, I know it tells you 54. But I'm saying because that line coming out of the toilet, you got a 3-inch clean out on top of it.
Because it's wet vented.
I know, but it's a 3-inch clean out. And then
Gives you a full size clean.
you need a full size clean out. And then what do you have? A 3 by
Because it's wet vented.
inch and a half? Is that what?
Because they have to be 2.
That's the
They
one
have
by
to,
size.
you have to up the size.
Yeah.
So it's 3 inch.
So that's what I'm saying. So you're fitting on top of that.
Yeah, the Santee is a 3 by 2, 3 by inch and a half.
3 by inch and a half.
It says it right here, if you look at O,